I got to know Ed during the presidential search committee and really enjoyed those interactions. So I hope, Ed, you don't mind my sharing this. But I've also written a couple of books on organizational and leadership failures, including one called Why Smart Executives Fail. So when you accepted the job as CEO very recently, this summer, I think, at Freddie Mac, the big government-sponsored mortgage company that has been in trouble, I sent Ed a congratulatory email, and his response was just vintage Ed. I'll quote, "Having read closely your last book, my #1 objective at Freddie is not to be a chapter in your next book."
That's absolutely true.
Ed, your career has been stellar. You've never shied away from the big challenges, whether it's been CEO position at Putnam, chair of the Dartmouth Trustees, and now CEO at Freddie Mac. Can you share with us an example or story from your earlier years, maybe from Dartmouth or otherwise, that really had this outsized influence in your own career?
Sure. Not surprisingly, the pivotal moment for me occurred here in Hanover at Dartmouth. I came to Dartmouth in 1966, and my goal was to be successful in some sense. That was, like Jeff, that was our parents' dream in those days. And for me, it was a little bit like check the box. I mean, what we had been taught since we were young was you do well in high school so you can go to a good college, and then maybe go to graduate school, and you'll be able to be a doctor or a lawyer. And quite candidly, that's where I was when I arrived here. And I wanted to hedge myself because I didn't know what it was to be a doctor or a lawyer or a business person. So I elected to major in economics, but to follow the pre-med curriculum so that was a possibility. And so I did organic chemistry and all the physics and all the things that one has to do while majoring in economics. And an economics professor had an incredible impact on me and my future career, and that was Professor Campbell, who is still living today. My wife and I had dinner with him in June, and he taught money and banking here for many, many years. I think we called it ECI 26 and 46. I think the numbers stick with me. That's incredible, because it was a while ago. And he made economics come alive for me. And I can remember in a small classroom with a small number of us, him at the front, and drawing graphs on the chalkboard and showing us the connection that the Federal Reserve could buy treasury bills or sell treasury bills, and that would go through a series of causalities which would ultimately lead to changes in the employment rate and whether people had jobs or not, or the inflation rate. And I remember that he had office hours, open office hours, where I could walk in without an appointment and just have him walk through that causality with me when I didn't quite get it. And for me, that made learning come alive, and it was more than, education was more than just checking a box, and I really could see how study and understanding economics and being out in the business world could change people's lives. And I guess I have to say that the same sort of thing didn't happen to me in organic chemistry. And I didn't see that causality, and I didn't see the connection to patients, but I did see it with Professor Campbell, and that, I think, is a big reason that I elected the career that I chose.